Hello, this is Mr. Jarrett, and in this video tutorial we are going to be modeling this object. So you can see from this object that the origin is located over here on the right side of it. So that means we are not actually going to be drawing on the front face. We're going to be drawing on the right plane and then extruding all the way back, which would be going across the front plane in the negative X area. So you can also see if we are drawing over here that we kind of have a big curve, and then these two pieces are straight. Same thing here. And at the very end, you have a fillet. It's a rounded corner. So you can see that there's no measurements here down. We actually have to use some of these other measurements and do a little bit of thinking, a little bit of math to actually draw this object. So I'm going to pull this to my other screen and start by opening a new part in SolidWorks, changing my units to IPS if it isn't already, and getting the sketch tool and sketching on the right plane. So you can see in the picture that the origin is located right here in the middle and there's two arcing curves. So I'm going to get my center point arc, select the origin and move out, click, and draw around. I'll do that again. So origin, make a bigger one this time. Good. And then I'll get my line tool and I'm going to draw straight down from this. Zoom out a little. Draw all the way down, then straight over till it projects of where I need to go back up and connect. Okay. And I'll do that again over here. Straight over and back up. Okay. So I hit escape to get off of the line tool. And now I need to change some of my relations. So you see this one automatically went tangent. This one did not. So you can select the dot and select tangent. If that doesn't pop up for you like it didn't on mine, I'm going to have to actually select the line, hold in shift and select the other line. Sometimes tangent pops up over here on the left side when you just click a dot. Sometimes it doesn't. So I selected both lines to get it to actually show up. So this one's tangent, this one is not. So I'll make this tangent by selecting both lines. Okay, and these two lines came out vertical for me. This one did not, so I'll make that a vertical line. Okay, and now both of these bottom lines should be straight across from one another. So I'm going to select one line, hold in shift and select the other. And I'm actually going to make them collinear, so they're sharing the same line, so they're always straight across from one another. So as you can see, when I move one up, the other one moves with it as well. Okay, so everything is kind of good as far as the relations go. Now we just need to start dimensioning this. So with my Smart Dimension tool, I'm going to start by dimensioning the outside curve, and it says this one has a radius of 1.5, and the inside curve has a radius of 1.25. Okay, so everything should be black except for these bottom two lines, because it needs to know how far away from the origin those two lines are. I'm going to pull my picture back over here so we can do some math together. It shows that from my origin, and if I project this over and back over, from there down is an inch to the center of this fillet. So a lot of students get confused on this, but it's really a lot easier than you think. If this is an arc later on, okay, if this is a fillet, that means it has a radius. So the radius is right here, meaning the center down is a radius of 1.62. So think backwards. 1.62 from here up to here, and then it says it's an inch up to the origin. So really it's 1 plus 1.62, which I'm sure you can do in your head. That is 2.62, or you could just have SolidWorks do it. So that measurement that we want is actually from the origin down to the bottom line. And here, like I said, you could either have SolidWorks do this, or you could do it in your head, but it is 2.62 is what we want. So once you get that, everything's fully defined, then we can go to the Features tab and hit Extrude. And we want to be going to the left, which is in the negative x. So let's change our direction to reverse. And once again, we need to kind of do some math here. So I'll pull this back over. Keep in mind, this is a fillet, and so is this. So the distance over here is 1.62. This is 1.62. And then the middle is 3.25. So here you might have to type that in if you can't do that in your head. That is 1.62 plus 3.25 plus 1.62. I'll move my mouse out of the way so you can see what I typed. Okay, if I hit enter, that's going to be 6.49, 6.49, and we want to be going in reverse or to the negative x. We'll hit the green check. Now I need to be on the Features tab and select Fillet. And I'm going to type in 1.62, so that same measurement we've been using. And you're going to have to zoom in because it's hard to find the small edge. But we want this small corner on all four sides. Okay, rotate around. And if you accidentally click on one of the wrong ones, notice over here it does have them kind of labeled. You could always right click and delete one of them, or you could simply just click on the line again and it deletes it. So if you clicked on the wrong one, you can do that. But once you have those four corners selected, you hit the green check. And now that is our shape. So let's change our material. And this is PVC rigid, which you can see is not here. It's not a default, so I'm going to edit this. And if you've ever heard of a PVC pipe, that is a plastic pipe. So it's not going to be in the steel folder. You actually want the plastics folder. And PVC rigid is down here towards the bottom. So PVC rigid. Okay. Hit apply and close. And it's white, just like a PVC pipe would be. We'll go to evaluate and mass. And we should be getting a mass of 0.07 pounds. If you got that correct, you can save this and move on to the next activity. If you did not get that correct, go back and either edit your sketch, your extrusion, or your fillet here that we did until you have the correct measurements and the correct mass, and then you can save it and move on.